So Bloomberg makes his first appearance, and everybody's so desperate, they all have to take Bloomberg out. So the guns, even from sweet little Grandma Elizabeth Warren, who just doesn't like to say a bad word about anybody, she had some words saved up for him last night. Here's Bloomberg as he tries to make his case. Bloomberg makes his case.
I'm a New Yorker. I know how to take on an arrogant con man like Donald Trump that comes from New York. I'm a mayor, or was a mayor. I know how to run a complicated city, the biggest, most diverse city in this country. I'm a manager. I knew what to do after 9/11 and brought the city back stronger than ever. And I'm a philanthropist who didn't inherit his money, but made his money. And I'm spending that money to get rid of Donald Trump, the worst president we have ever had. And if I can get that done, it will be a great contribution to America and to my kids.
Wow, compelling, isn't it? You know, it's funny because he doesn't strike me as America's neighbor. I thought that was, or a mayor. I thought that was Rudy Giuliani that really brought the city together. He's the one that everybody looks at, not Michael Bloomberg. It was Bloomberg's night last night to be taken apart, and Elizabeth Warren had a lot to do with it. Listen to Warren, one billionaire for another. Do we have that? Can we, Sarah,
I'd like to talk about who we're running against. A billionaire who calls women fat broads and horse-faced lesbians. And no, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. I'm talking about Mayor Bloomberg. Democrats are not going to win if we have a nominee who has a history of hiding his tax returns, of harassing women, and of supporting racist policies like redlining and stop and frisk. Look, I'll support whoever the Democratic nominee is, but understand this. Democrats take a huge risk if we just substitute one arrogant billionaire for another.
You know, this kills me. First of all, she's right. One arrogant billionaire for another. One is actually kind of charming, and the other one is just an ass. But it kills me that they keep saying, I'll support whoever the nominee is. Are you kidding me? Do you see who's up on the stage with you? I mean, it's one thing if you're like, look, you know, it's Mitt Romney, it's George Bush, it's John McCain. Well, they're all kind of the same. These, you know, I don't know. If it's Ronald Reagan, Mussolini, I'll vote for whoever the people want. No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Isn't the lesson here, though, that the Democrats, I mean, they're all pretty much the same?
Yes, they just claim not to be.
Varying levels of transparency on that, but they're all pretty much the same.
So let me give you just the feeling of what really, if you didn't watch it, here's what you missed. Cut one, audio, please.
Affordable Care Act, not blow it up.
Let me just, you name check three of them. Let me get Senator Sanders in there. You were.
Okay.
Go ahead, Senator Sanders. Okay. We'll get you in, Miss.
All right.
We got a lot of people in here that got hit.
I mean, that is the chaos of the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, you had Donald Trump at a rally out in, I think it was California, wasn't it? And the people carried a World War II veteran on their shoulders into the arena. One makes you feel good about America. The other one just tears it apart. Which do you think Americans are going to vote for? I mean, Donald Trump, because the Democrats are so nasty and angry and fighting, and the what is it? The Bernie boys, which I think is just really a bad name for these guys. The Bernie boys,
Bros, or
Bernie bros. Mm-hmm. It makes it sound like they're just, they're crazy boys. Boys will be boys. No, the Bernie bros are dangerous people. You've got with what's happening on the left and with the Democrats. it makes Donald Trump look more optimistic, more like Ronald Reagan, more of the happy warrior than he ever has. They are just a group of nasty, angry, unhappy people. And I don't know why Buttigieg is not doing better than he is, other than he's clearly not qualified. And the voting base, you want to talk about homophobes. Did you hear anybody on the right have a problem with Donald Trump when he had what's his name, Peter Thiel, speak at the Republican convention?
Or the fact I've heard a lot of problems with Donald Trump naming the first gay cabinet level position member in American history, which is happening right now with Grinnell. And they seem to be pissed off about that.
Yeah, who even knows? Who even really knows that? Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's up in arms about that except the left.
The left.
Nobody is up in arms about that. But wait a minute. You've got a gay presidential candidate in Buttigieg? Oh, dear God, no. Their own people are turning away from it. I mean, it is astounding. Now, here's Pete Buttigieg last night. Listen to what he had to say.
Most Americans don't see where they fit if they've got to choose between a socialist who thinks that capitalism is the root of all evil and a billionaire who thinks that money ought to be the root of all power. Let's put forward somebody who actually lives and works in a middle-class neighborhood in an industrial Midwestern city. Let's put forward somebody who's actually a Democrat. Look.
That's the line of the night.
That's a good point.
To me, that's the line of the night. Let's put forth an actual Democrat. It's the Democratic convention. It's the Democratic primary. You're running Bloomberg, who's whatever it is on a windy day. Mm-hmm. If the wind's blowing this direction, he's that. If it's going that way, he was a Republican just a few years ago.
Basically Charlie Crist.
Yeah, he's just whatever he needs to be. Mm-hmm. And Bernie Sanders, and I got to stop calling him a socialist. He's not. He's a communist. He has never met a communist regime that he didn't like. Not one.